The big news today is that a cure against narcissism has actually been discovered. It's a cure that has got no side effects if you're not a narcissist, and if you are a narcissist, you just stop being a horrible person. The only issue is that the only people who don't want to take it are the narcissists. Everyone else is happy to take it, and they take it. They want to make sure that on the off chance there's anything a bit toxic about them, they can get rid of it and stop being horrible people. But all the people who really need it refuse to take it. They're even offended at the suggestion that maybe there's something that could be improved a little bit, that maybe they're part of the really dodgy 10% of the population. And even if they're not, that, why not just take it? Because there's no downside. So we're in this bizarre situation where we can actually solve most of the world's problems by helping the 10 dodgy percent stop being horrible people, but they're not interested. In fairness, we could see this coming. People would often ask me, is it possible for a narcissist to change and to heal? And the real answer is, well, yes, it is possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. The problem is, they're not motivated. They're not interested. If they wanted to, they'd do something, they'd try something, but they're so reluctant to change that they're not even going to follow it when it's available. Now that it's available, announced on April 1st, 2022. So now that we have the cure, it's just proving what we've said all along. They don't want to make any changes because they have no problem with the situation as it is. The only people who have a problem with the situation are the people around them, whose lives are being impacted and hurt and destroyed by these horrible people. There are a number of treatments available. One of the treatments is with a pill. So some people have tried to crush the pill, hide it in the food, but narcissists spit it out, a bit like dogs who don't want to take dewormer. There's another treatment which involves some psychological process, but they've refused to take the appointment, even though it only takes 5 minutes, and there's no downside. And people are completely at loss. A lot of people are just giving up. What's the point? They've tried so hard for so many years to change with nothing available, and trying so many techniques. But finally, there is a technique with a few different options, but the narcissists refuse to do anything. So more people are just giving up. They're saying, you know what? With you, it feels that every day is April Fool's Day, and I am the butt of the joke. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm moving on. And you might be my husband, my wife, my father, my mother, my brother, my sister, my child, my friend. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm fed up. There is an option there, and you don't want it. I respect your choice, and I regret it. I'm moving on. The day you take it, then we'll talk. And if it doesn't change anything, then I accept it. But you've been so horrible for such a long time, and I've been looking for so many excuses for your terrible behavior, that now that there's a possibility to make things good, if you don't want it, I'm realizing this is your choice. You enjoy these dynamics. So more people are closing the door, and the other people are just shrugging and saying, well, yeah, the problem isn't me. The problem is everyone else around me. The problem is the entire world. The problem is the system. The problem is society. If only everyone around me changes, then everything would be okay. The problem is the people who stubbornly refuse to do what I demand from them. And they refuse to do it. That's why I'm forced to act this way. And when they do it, I continue acting this way. And all of those people, they take this pill, they follow this treatment, and they remain exactly the same. That proves to you the problem is them. I don't believe that this method works. I don't believe it. And the problem that we're in is that we have no proof, because the toxic people refuse to take it, and the other people already are relatively decent. So we don't really see a big change of behavior. Apart from, now we can identify who the toxic people are. The ones who refuse to take the treatment. And all the other people, they get to hang out together, they get to socialize, they get to have a nice time, they get to be friends, they get to re-establish healthy connections, have fun activities together, without worrying about games and deceit and lies. And now they know perfectly well who they can establish healthy relationships with. All the people who are not completely dodgy. And when things get weird as they do in relationships, they talk about things. They respect each other. They apologize. They forgive. They move forward. They understand that everyone has got flaws. And some people actually want to make things better. And some people care about others. And some people are willing to accept their mistakes because they know that We all make mistakes, we can forgive ourselves, we can forgive others, and healthy people forgive others. They're not resentful, they're not spiteful, they're not vengeful, they're happy when other people succeed, they're willing to forgive other people for their failures, they're willing to accept apologies. They understand that we can roughly share the same goals and disagree on the best way to get there, but we all want to get there, and we all wish the best, and we all assume the best, and we all have charitable explanations for other people's behaviors, instead of assuming that the worst possible explanation is the only acceptable explanation. Now we know who the dodgy people are. What do we do with them? Well, that's a good question. But this is something that people are coming to terms with. What do they really want in their life once they eliminate all of the dodgy people? And for a number of people, this has created a huge void in their life because so much time and effort and energy was put into trying to solve other people's problems, understand where it came from, understand what the options were, try to understand how to move forward, and try to figure things out. But now that they realize that these people only wanted to create problems for themselves and for others to get attention, they've given up. And because they've given up, they actually have time for themselves and for decent people around them, and for constructing healthy relationships, and maybe for giving themselves some of the attention they gave to others under the belief that these people actually wanted help and wanted to improve. But now they realize that all of the narrative of being a victim and everything being unfair and them being vengeful and spiteful, it was just a trick in order to get attention. It was just a way to play on other people's empathy and sympathy, to trick them out of time and attention and often money. It was just a way for these people to fill a void and do something about their insecurity and try to prop themselves up on the shoulders of others. Like if you're in a swimming pool and you want to lift yourself up and you push other people underwater. But now, the people who are getting pushed underwater realize, well, this was just a trick because you say you needed to, but actually, there's a ladder over there, and your feet were touching the bottom of the pool, so you didn't need to push us underwater. You just enjoyed watching us drown. But now that we see it, we're not going to put up with it anymore. Now we can move away guilt-free, because we realize that you are happy with the way things were all along, and we don't want to play along anymore. Because if you want things to change, you have an option. If you don't want the option, well, we regret your choice. And we accept your choice. So those are the headlines for the 1st of April 2022, April Fool's Day. And I hope that moving forward, you don't have to suffer being the butt of somebody else's joke every day of the year, simply because of choices that they made, where they make you pay for their frustrations. Thank you for watching.